It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. In this game, we'll see the Chicago Bulls against the Toronto Raptors in their house, Air Canada Center. Checking out Toronto, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. And with a few moments here, we've seen a lot of coaching turnover. When you played, Shaq, what did you like in a coach, and what set the good ones apart?
Well, my coach had to be a triple OC. He had to be over calm, over cool, over collective. Especially with all the media whirlwind in LA, Phil Jackson is that guy. He kept things cool and collected in the locker room. He was a triple OC.
Triple OC, almost like a triple OG. But I'll tell you, great coaches have great relationships with their players. And those relationships go far beyond basketball. Most great coaches would talk to you 20% basketball, 80% life.
Triple OC, 80-20. Good stuff. Good stuff. Happy to be here with you two guys. It's very deep. Kevin Harlan, take it away.
Thanks, homie.
We're in the place they call the Air Canada Center in Toronto, Ontario, the home of the Raptors, where we're broadcasting live. This game will wrap up the homestand here for the Raptors. This game, an interesting matchup for them, facing another middle-of-the-pack team. They're looking to take a step forward. This is the type of game that they've got to measure the progress with.
And when I look at Toronto, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Well, it figures to be a hectic finish to the season as they attempt to lock down a postseason berth. They've got very little margin for error the rest of the way.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. DeRozan out there with Miles Plumlee. Then there's Baller, and it's Vucevic, and it's Levine in at the 2 spot. Vucevic with the bucket.
Man, how about the dexterity for this big guy? I mean, he is really smooth around the basket.
And as good as Vucevic is on offense, guys, he's doing everything he can to catch up on his defense. Huge size and wingspan works to his advantage, although the subpar athleticism hinders him a bit. But, for example, he's averaged less than 1 block per game for his career, mostly because even though he's a 7-footer, he plays well below the rim.
So it's Toronto now. 4-point game. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And in that game, guys, they were just about as dominant defensively on the interior as you could ever be.
And once they got a few rejections, they had opposing scorers looking for those long arms and hands, and it caused hesitation in taking shots in there.
Now here's DeRozan. After the miss from Goran Dragic. Here's Plumlee. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here's Dragic, coming off a solid outing against Charlotte. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
And it's DeRozan missing.
And, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
Dragic the pass to Champ. Hibbert with the screen. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
There they go. Finally able to drop one in on their 4th try.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Vucevic a screen on Carroll. DeRozan, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Now here's Dragic. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. Hibbert with the screen. Here's Champ. Misses the 3.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
And it's Vucevic missing.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Toronto with the ball, trailing here by 8, and the shot is good.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
DeRozan with it. 29 points for him last game against New York. Out left to the wing. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Victory eluded them last time in Chicago when they faced the Bulls.
And they lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
And, you know, as you said, Greg, when you are in foul trouble, it makes you less aggressive defensively. And when that's the case, it's hard to offer the kind of resistance that you need to. That was in the back of the mind, the foul trouble they were in.
It's as if the defense just let him go.
He'll thank them for that because he got a chance to perform a little razzle-dazzle on that one.
Now here's Dragic. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Carroll passes to Pete. A floater. Can't get it to go. Now Chicago takes it the other way. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Chicago.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about.
And for LaVine and his dunking, if you saw him in college or last season, you knew he was a very special player in the air.
Well, LaVine can be one of the great all-time dunkers with his height and ability to lift off. He gets airborne so effortlessly that there are few that can match his power and finesse once he's airborne.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
You know, he just, like every other coach, can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside, and boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there, so you've got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around, and that's why he needed the timeout.
Now, here's Dragic, looking for his first basket still in this one. Has to be. Just 5 on the clock. And again, no good by Toronto. Here's Chicago. They're on a 15-4 run. And DeRozan kicks to Vucevic, and Hibbert with the block. And they're able to recover. Here's LaVine. He picked up 15 points in their last win against New York.
And also, his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
Now here's Carroll. 11-point game. Kicks it to Hibbert to the left wing. Here's Champ. DeRozan defending. Carroll passes to Champ. Shoots from 12. And again, Toronto no up.
He worked himself into a really good position there, right near the basket. That's the look he wanted.
And DeRozan, here we go. Shoots from the baseline. Another miss by Vucevic. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Champ. DeRozan defending. Champ the pass to Carroll. Dragic at the elbow from downtown. Chicago grabs the miss.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Out to DeRozan. Gets to the corner and buries it. DeRozan's got 9.
Their defense just hasn't been able to slow them down.
And that's a big reason why they're trailing, surrendering too many easy baskets.
Now here's Dragic. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Carroll against DeRozan. Shot to stop the drought. That drops. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And one of Goran Dragic's greatest traits, Greg, excelling in the open court. High energy point guard, a lot like you, speed to burn, very smart guy, coveted by many.
He really is. And Kevin, he transitions from defense to offense as quickly as anyone in the league, a la Tony Parker, except he's also equally adept at facilitating for others and spotting up for the three, or just taking it to the rack himself.
And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And the game plan is clear. Work the ball inside.
And it's working for him, Greg. You like that initiative, not settling for stuff on the perimeter.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
Good shot, gentlemen.
The free throw drops for Rose. And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you hate to see any player go down with injuries, especially a talent like Derrick Rose. He still needs to show that he can regain that high level of NBA play for an entire season. I think that's just a matter of time.
The feed to Levine. They set the pick. He dishes it to Green. Another one falls for Chicago.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
Now here's Joseph. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. He passes to Patterson. Patterson, the screen. Here's Champ. Last time out, he had 14 points. And the shot is good.
You know, the turnaround jumper, guys, is one of those shots that always just looks so good. I mean, it's got that nice, smooth, singular motion. Sweet.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
Now here's Joseph. Looking for his first basket still in this one. To the wing right side. Scola passes to Champ. High post try, and yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
The Bulls leading by 11. Levine dishes to Green. They set the screen. Picked by Vucevic. Shoots off the screen, and there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Green. Rose has got 5.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense, too.
Here's Champ. 5 points in the game. Pass to Scola. 6 to shoot. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Joseph. Green with the rebound.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game. And no doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
Stolen by Levine. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And he goes in for the dunk.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And the Raptors call time here.
Yeah, none too pleased with the play of his team. And you know what? They just need to get things sorted out.
Yeah, you know, there's not a coach around who would be happy with the way his guys have kind of rolled over during this run.
Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for the Raptors. And Chicago also making a switch. Brooks checked in for Levine. Raptors trail by 17. And Joseph kicks to Patterson. There's the pick. Here's P. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
Toronto shooting their first free throw this game.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
.158 left in the first quarter. Rose kicks to Green. To the right side. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
Right here, over these last 10 games on the Bulls schedule, Kevin, this is how they stack up. First in assists, second in scoring, and they're ranked third in lowest amount of turnovers per game. That's the sign of a team that understands the importance of taking care of the ball.
And how about that assist rate? Great chemistry offensively, playing with one mind, if you will, all on the same page. That's special basketball we're witnessing here tonight.
Now here's Henderson. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
They've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass today.
Yeah, and it's already got them a +5 margin in the rebound column.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
The dish now to Joseph. Here's P. And again, Toronto no luck.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Nice shot by Brooks. Raptors trail by 16. There's 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Brooks against Henderson. Pulls it from 20. No good. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach, really known as a defensive specialist. But once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Here's P. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Bulls lead by 18. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And speaking with Roy Hibbert before the game, he helped illuminate their defensive philosophy.
You want to guard the paint, and some of that has to do with myself being able to patrol the paint as much as possible. We want long contested twos. They guard the three-point line, bring them to me. I'll either hit them with a straight up, block the shot, or alter the shot. So contested twos are the worst shots in the NBA.
When you have that sort of focus like Hibbert, that kind of confidence on display on a nightly basis, Greg, You are a game changer, and he does change games every night.
You know, and we saw his skill set and execution develop very rapidly over the course of just a couple years. He worked extremely hard to become the force he is on the interior in this game.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a comfortable margin for the Bulls here, guys.
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp, not much stagnation at all on offense.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So the Bulls 5 right now. Derrick Rose is out there with Baller. Then it's DeRozan. Then it's Miles Plumlee. And it's Vucevic in at the center. Free throw, no good for Hibbert. And who has been a greater enigma than Roy Hibbert, a guy who can look like an all-star Clark one game and an undrafted free agent the next?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the kind of swings Roy has had. He's been really good at times. Sometimes he gets in his own way with overthinking things, but I think he's got everything he needs to be an upper-tier center, upper echelon center. Just has lacked consistency the last year or two.
Now here's Rose, following the shot by Patrick Patterson. Rose attacking. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, with the 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
First free throw is good.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the third player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other two, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Champs checked in for Gerald Henderson. And Rose drops them both.
You know, in talking about D. Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display.
Here's Champ. Back to Dragic. Shot clock at 6. A 3 ball. And that one's good. Dragic has got 5 points so far.
The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Outside DeRozan. Vucevic a screen on Carroll. DeRozan's shot is good.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Raptors trail by 17. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Carroll passes to Dragic. Hibbert with the screen. Dragic dishes to Hibbert. Here's Champ. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
No doubt the defense had better play a little tighter.
And the dunk by Rose.
How about the excitement right now that he's playing the game with? I love it.
He capped that dunk off with some serious hang time on the rim.
I tell you what, he just couldn't contain himself on that one.
Now here's Carroll. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And it's Dragic off the drive. Vucevic with the block.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Finished off the break. And the Bulls lead by 18.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint, plain and simple.
Here's Champ. 8 points for him. Now here's Carroll. He feeds it to Dragic. The tray. But they recover it. The pass to Champ. Patterson, the screen. Dragic against Rose. Passes to Champ. They shoot again. And again, no good by Toronto.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at him.
And Chicago has possession. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Toronto's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And the Raptors call time here.
And in college, guys, Miles Plumlee had an unusual competitor at his position. It was his younger brother, Mason. I mean, they actually had to compete against one another for playing time.
Well, Greg, going back to those Plumlee brothers you were talking about, there is competition. And then, Clark, you know, there's this friendly rivalry that'll always exist.
Yeah, the brotherly competition, if you will. They have similar bodies and share some of the same attributes as well. Drafted in back-to-back years, both toward the end of the first round. Yeah. A lot of parallels.
A lot of similarities, you're right. Zach LaVine's checked in for Chicago. Outside Dragic. Dishes it to Carroll. Feeds it to Patterson. Champ the pass to Patterson, and that is good. Patterson's got his second basket.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now. And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Champ the pass to Dragic. Patterson the screen. Dragic kicks to Patterson. To the inside. It's stolen by Vucevic. 3-on-3. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. For Chicago, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws. 81% as a team.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
Now here's Dragic. He has 5. Here's Champ. It's stolen by Vucevic. Picked by Vucevic. Good for another basket for him. Number 4 today. He's 4 of 8.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
Get back, get back.
Plumlee sets the pick for DeRozan. Here's Ball. No good on the triple.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Dragic dishes to Carroll. Hibbert in the high post. Here's Champ. Powered down with both hands.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Well, I'm sure you guys have heard this, that the nickname that has been given to DeMarre Carroll, the Junkyard Dog, I think it's apropos. Kid drafted out of Missouri back in the 2009 draft.
Yeah, and he actually had to show perseverance to hang around as he bounced around a bit. But I think he's found a home now.
Chicago calls timeout.
And Carroll, an energy player who's developed a reliable three-point stroke. I mean, he can also hurt you in transition. He's got terrific size and athleticism, and he also really knows how to play without the basketball.
P, he's checked in for the Raptors. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for the Bulls. The Bulls leading by 23. Vucevic is screen on Dragic. Ball, the pass to Vucevic. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. Roy Hibbert picks one up.
And Carroll, by advanced stats, one of the most productive small forwards in our league. I mean, one thing I like, even as he's developed into a three-point threat, he still has an instinct for cutting to the rim off the ball when his defender turns his head. I mean, one of the things I think that allows his team to be so good is his understanding of how to play the game.
And one thing about Nikola Vucevic, he owns the boards. Posted a top 10 double-digit average in each of the past 3 seasons. Plus, he's equally adept on both the offensive and defensive glass.
The Raptors making a switch here. Scola's checked in. And both free throws good for Vucevic. Well, Greg, you were talking about watching Vucevic. He doesn't have the athleticism to beat people to the ball on rebounds, but Clark, he does have an exceptional, ability to box out well. He's got that long reach. He can make steals.
Good technique, really great size, and a hunger to chase down the rebound. So you don't have to jump high to rebound effectively. As a matter of fact, Kevin, most outstanding rebounders are not high risers. They're quick jumpers, they're strong, and they pursue the pump.
That's a good point. Scola passes to Champ. He kicks it to Carroll. And here we go. Dunleavy heading to the hoop. Misses from close range. 4-on-3 break. Scola with a clean look. The Raptors rebound. Carroll kicks to Scola. Outside Dragic. Pass to Champ. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Vucevic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Levine. And again, Chicago. No good. For Toronto, they've gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Carroll, no one around him. Buries it from three-point range.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness. In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency, but here in the second, he's turned it around.
Toronto's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Outside, Scola, out left to the wing. Screen by Scola. Clock at 6. Shoots it. And misses it off the right side of the rim. The Bulls leading by 22. Out to the right wing. Fast break, Toronto. Carroll's running. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And so far this season, shooting at a 75% clip from the line.
And that one falls for Carroll. Some changes for Toronto. Henderson comes in for Champ, and it's Joseph in for Goran Dragic. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Chicago. Brooks comes in for Baller. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
You know, guys, coaching in the NBA is not for the faint of heart. Very little job security. I mean, in essence, you get hired to be fired. Let's face it, it's hard to make a bunch of millionaires do what you tell them to when they might be around longer than you will.
Here's Henderson. The Bulls getting the bucket. Kicks to Carroll. Now Joseph. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And there's the feed to Levine. And the three off target. Toronto, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter. Just under 50% shooting. Nice shot by Brooks.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Here's Henderson. Aaron Brooks picking up that last basket. Pass to Joseph. Screen by Scola. And Joseph kicks to Scola. And the pass to Pete. It's blocked. They swipe it. And here's Carroll. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Levine dishes to Vucevic, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Vucevic has got 15 points.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Now here's Brooks. Not a lot of room. And Vucevic kicks to Brooks. Here's Levine. Henderson defending. 5 to shoot. A baseline J. Here's Dunleavy. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's a free basket right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
The Bulls have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. And the Bulls making a change here. Rose is checked in. Watching Mike Dunleavy Jr., he's simply the mark of consistency. We know he's in his mid-30s, but you know exactly what you're going to get out of him every season. I think Tom Thibodeau, last year's Chicago coach, really admired that and loved it.
It's so funny watching Mike Dunleavy Jr. play. I remember when his dad coached me when I was with Portland, and he was a little kid running around, and all of a sudden he's become this great NBA player. But you're right, though. He's made himself into a valuable asset in terms of the role he's been given for the Bulls.
Now, here's Rose. He had 13 points in the win against New York.
Yeah, but you can't talk about his performance without mentioning what he did defensively in terms of shot blocking. He was a force of nature.
Talking about Dunleavy, boy, I tell you, he was playing at a high level already by his second season in the league. Practically every statistic across the board matches up since then, and that's over a decade later.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one on Vucevic.
And getting back to Dunleavy's consistency here in his later years, he's one of those guys who has really ramped up the nutrition. He's hitting the weight room. I could make the case that he was a tougher, better player last year, especially on defense, than at any other time in his career.
And he can't get the first one.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second, a nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
No good on the second free throw.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And they're giving themselves extra possessions and have taken advantage of it, and that's critical. You can shoot a few lesser percentage if you're getting more opportunities at the rim.
Toronto with the ball after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Scola, a screen on Brooks. Shot to stop the run. He used that pick to get in close.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Rose attacking. Soft touch off the glass. Rose has got 6 here in this quarter.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feeling.
Here's Joseph. No good on the 3. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. pulls out front, running away with it. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. I'm here with Derek. And Derek, what are the most important things you've done defensively tonight to help your offensive approach?
Contesting their shots. They're a great three-point shooting team. We're just contesting and getting out and run. That's our favorite thing to do. Get out, run. We got big second runs, shooters on the floor, so open the floor up a little bit.
Derek, always explosive in transition. Thank you. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome, everyone. We'll be taking a look back at what was clearly a one-sided first half of action. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Nikola Vucevic on fire in the first half. He ended up with 17 points, 2 assists, and 8 rebounds. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, we have to talk about the unbelievable job they've done rebounding the basketball. They've sent bodies flying to the boards on every possession. They've been a stronger, quicker, tougher team by a wide margin. And it's that dominance on the glass that's going to win them this game.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
On defense, they've been all over the place, especially when it comes time to protecting the rim. They struggle in a lot of areas, but they got to toughen up inside. It's a tough matchup for them right now, but that interior presence has to improve if they want to chip away at that deficit.
And that'll wrap up our halftime show. The third quarter set to go moments from now. We will be right back here after the game.